such a great product, but I will say it is not for the weak, okay? Hey girl, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Faye and welcome to my first video of 2023. It honestly sounds crazy saying that because like 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, like where did those years go? But happy new year. I hope that you guys all had a great new year, a great holiday season. I hope that you all were able to spend some really great time with friends and family. My holiday season was kind of a lot going on, which I'll share with you guys in the next vlog that I post. But that is not why we're here. For today's video, I'm actually going to be sharing with y'all my top 22 products of 2022. I've seen a couple of people posting these videos and I figured I would jump on here and share my favorites because it's been a minute since I've done a favorites video. I was initially going to try to do my top 3 in every category, which is what I saw my girl Andrea did, but I didn't really have a top 3 in every single category. So I figured instead I would just share with you guys the top 22 products that I've been loving for 2022. So I don't want to stretch this intro out longer than it needs to be. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the new year, and let's go ahead and get into the favorites. Alright y'all, so we are going to just do these in the order that I would normally apply makeup to the face. And per usual, I'm going to try to share only products that I either haven't mentioned in previous videos or that launched during 2022. I'm pretty sure I have a couple of products that are like older favorites that I just had to share because I literally could not put them down. So of course I will share those with you guys, but I try not to repeat items that I have shared with you guys multiple times before. So feel free to check out previous videos if you're curious what other products I may have been loving. But first up, we have primers. So you guys already know my love for my Fenty Mattifying Primer, for my Milk Hydro Grip. But this year I had 3 new primers that I believe all launched this year, if I'm not mistaken. One of them I may just have discovered this year, but I believe all of these launched this year and I have not been able to put them down. So the first one is the Milk, what is this called? Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer. It looks like this. You guys know I'm here for the nice black sleek packaging, but this is a really great primer if you are somebody that is looking for something to control oil. So just as the name suggests, Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer is going to help to smooth out your pores and also mattify the skin. I love using this as the first product on my face if I'm going to use it because it kind of acts similar to like a moisturizer. Well, no, because it doesn't really moisturize the skin, but I like to lay it down as like the next product after my moisturizer because it's going to give me that kind of smooth base and also help to mattify the skin before I go in with other products. So for additional smoothing, I shared with you guys this year that I found out about this primer from Cali Ray. This is the So Blown Collagen Blurring Primer. I'm not sure if this came out this year, but I learned about it for the first time this year. At the beginning of the year, I was pretty much trying to use up my Cover FX Blurring Primer, which I'm not really sure what's going on with Cover FX, but I've noticed that like in Sephora and Ulta, their products are not really available on the site. And you guys know I used to share the blurring primer with you guys all the time, and since it's a little bit harder to find, I figured I would start trying out some other primers just so that I could be sharing things with you guys that you can actually find in the store. So I saw someone mention this one. I decided to pick it up and try it out, and I have been loving it. So this primer I typically will use just in this area and on my nose, the areas that have large pores. It has a similar consistency to the Milk one, except it's a little bit more blurring because that's what it's intended to do, just blur. So I pretty much just use this one for like soft blurring, but mostly mattifying. And then I'll go in with this one for additional blurring if I'm really going for like a super flawless look, which honestly, anytime I'm applying makeup to my face, I want it to be flawless. So these two have been my go-to for 2022. And then last but not least, the product that replaced the, well, it didn't replace, but it was definitely a strong drugstore dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip was the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, which looks like this. You guys can see this has been loved. It is almost completely gone. And e.l.f. actually just recently came out with a new addition to the Power Grip Primers. They have a pink one, a Power Grip pink one, that has niacinamide in it. So I actually purchased that when it initially launched, and then I got a package, a PR package in the mail today of a bunch of the new releases from e.l.f. and that primer was in there. So I have one that I purchased and one backup already ready to go into the new year, because this one is definitely on its last leg. There's only a little bit of product in here, but this is a very affordable dupe, like I said, to the Milk Hydro Grip. I have my Milk Hydro Grip right here, and honestly, I haven't really reached for it that much. There's not a ton of product left in here, so I may keep this like towards the front of my drawer and try to finish it out. And then 2023, I may be focusing mostly on using the e.l.f. one, because honestly, I like it better. It's more affordable, and I feel like it grips my makeup a little bit better. So I'm really hoping that the pink one is just as good as this one. I'm sure it will be. And then on top of that, it will have the added skincare benefits to it as well, because I have been loading up on the niacinamide in my skincare routine. So I am loving that they added that to their primer. So these have been my 3 go-to primers. Absolutely love these if you're in the market to try out something new and you have oily skin, or if you're looking for a blurring or just something to grip and hold your makeup in place for a long time. I would recommend any of the 3 of these. So next up, let's go ahead and go into foundations. And I have 3 to share with you, and then one kind of like hybrid primer foundation. So actually, let's start with that one since we're coming off primer and going into foundation. This will be a good segue. These from Danessa Myricks. These launched in the summer. Game changer. I initially purchased it. I think I purchased the translucent one at first, and I tried it out a couple times and I wasn't really feeling it. I actually ended up returning it. And then I bought the skin tone shade, and this was the one that actually made me fall in love with the primer. So I have the shade number 7. And like I said, I purchased this. I think I ended up getting the skin tone shade like in August. And you guys can see, she is very loved, okay? Very, very much loved. This has been my go-to, like my everyday makeup routine. I've been using this. I haven't been using foundation. I've been going in with this, which is essentially a primer and a foundation in one. The actual name for this is the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm, and it's basically a balm to powder finish. This right here, girl. Whether you have oily skin, normal, dry, combo, I've seen so many different skin types use this product, and everybody swears by it. I've seen people use it as a primer, which again, I purchased the translucent shade, which looks like this. And I do have that on my face right now under my foundation. I purchased this one when this one started getting low, and also because I wanted to still be able to wear this when I wear foundation without it changing the color of the product. So I have been loving this. I think that this is going to be a product that's going to be part of my foundation routine or part of my makeup routine for a very long time, because I literally have not been able to put this down. If you have been on the fence about this, I highly recommend that you pick it up and try it out. And I think I also posted a video showing you guys how I apply this, like a review. So I will try to link that for you guys down below, or you can just scroll back on a couple of my most recent, videos, and you'll be able to find it. But this, I would say top 3 for sure of 2023. Okay, so next up, I have 3 foundations for you guys. 2 of them launched in 2022, and then one of them I think launched the year before, but I didn't really get into it much until last year. So I'll try to kind of go in order. So the one I think launched in 2021 is this one from Huda Beauty. This is the Huda Beauty Flawless Filter Skin Finish Foundation Stick. I have mine in the shade Gingerbread 430N. So this is what that product looks like. I filmed a dedicated review on this product when it initially launched, and I did like it, but I noticed that it wasn't super long wearing on the skin when I tried it out initially. But since then, I have obviously upgraded my primers. New primers have come out. I've discovered this, for example, and I've also, like in the summertime, I wasn't really wearing like super heavy, overly full coverage foundations. Like a lot of you guys probably saw, the trend in the summer was very lightweight, skin tint, skin finish type foundations. So I actually fell in love with this in the warmer months. Like I think I started using it around maybe May-ish, and I would kind of use this in conjunction with like a concealer or other lightweight products just to give a little bit of extra coverage, more so like a spot treatment. or, you know, again, like I said, to add additional coverage, and I definitely fell in love with this. I think the other reason I really enjoy this is because it is a stick foundation, so it's just super easy to twist it up, apply it on the face, blend it out quickly, and keep it pushing. So yeah, I have been really enjoying this. I haven't picked it up lately because now that it's wintertime, I've kind of been dipping back into my more full coverage foundation, since obviously in the winter I'm not sweating as much, it's not as hot, I'm not as oily, so I've been kind of dipping back into some of my more full coverage foundations and testing those out again. But in the summer I was definitely reaching for this like on a regular basis. This and this together, match made in heaven. And then earlier in the year, you guys know I was loving the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I believe this launched around this time last year, or it might have been right at the end of 2021. I have this in the shade Tahoe. Again, another foundation that I have a review about on my channel. Honestly, NARS, when it comes to complexion products, they don't miss. There has yet to be a complexion product that I have picked up from NARS that I don't like. The thing that I really love about this is that it's super lightweight, but it still gives you coverage. So this is a product that's going to give you that like medium to buildable coverage, but it's super lightweight on the skin, which I love. So this is something that I could wear both in the cooler months and then also in the summertime if I'm going to like a wedding or an event, or I'm going out and I want to be like full coverage flawless, but not like, I still want the product to be lightweight on the skin. This is one that I was reaching for pretty much all last year. And then last but not least, a product that launched towards the end of last year, the Haus Labs Skin Tech Foundation. Another product that, again, I do have a full review on my channel. I know I'm not talking a ton about any one product just because I have a lot to get through. But if you're interested in seeing like a full wear test on oily skin, 6+, 7+ hours, normally I try to do for my wear test, then you can check out those videos. I'll try to remember to link them for you guys down below to make it super easy for y'all to find. But this one launched towards the end of last year, I believe in the fall, and all the girlies were shook with this one. Such a great foundation. It literally makes your skin look flawless, and it wears beautifully throughout the day. This is one of those foundations I feel like it gets better and better and better as you wear it throughout the day, and it worked really well on my oily skin. I believe I wore it for like over 7 hours in that wear test, and of course, as was expected, I always get a little bit oily, but after I touched up, it literally looked like I had just done my makeup. Beautiful foundation, lightweight, breathable on the skin, just gorgeous. Another great launch from 2022 that I highly recommend, and I really haven't heard anyone say anything negative about any of those foundations, like the Danessa Myricks, Haus Labs, NARS, like all of those really had the complexion game in a chokehold for 2022. All right, so continuing with complexion, I only have one concealer to share with you guys, and it is this one from the Sephora collection. This is the Sephora Best Skin Ever Concealer. This launched in 2022, and it is so good. First of all, the price is right. I believe this concealer retails for like $16. The coverage is amazing. The shade range, amazing. I have mine in the shades 34.5N, which is like a highlight shade, and then 35N, which is more of like a complexion shade. Love these. I haven't tried out the Best Skin Ever foundation, which I do remember, I think in 2021 that launched. And I feel like I remember everyone saying how amazing that foundation was. I haven't gotten my hands on that one yet. I have so many foundations. I'm trying to just like use the products that I have. And I also just decluttered a bunch of products from my collection. But I don't know. I have it saved in my favorites. I keep going back and forth about whether or not I want to try it just because the concealer is so good. So again, this isn't pretty much any of these products that I'm going to be mentioning to you guys. If you've been on the fence about them, obviously I'm mentioning them to you guys because I definitely recommend them. And there are products that I have been using consistently. I'm talking like if I ran out, I would be repurchasing consistently products. Like these were my go-tos for 2022, the ones I know I can count on if I'm going out, if I need my makeup to last a long time, like the products I know are not going to fail me. That's what I'm sharing with you guys in today's video, and this concealer was definitely one of them. So definitely had to share that. And I only have one concealer to share with y'all. Can you believe that? I have a lot of concealers, but I feel like I end up just going back to the same ones over and over, which it was this one for 2022 when it came out. my Too Faced Sculpting Concealer, which you guys know I've mentioned so many times. And then I also started going back to the Fenty Pro Filter Concealer. I was enjoying that for a little bit in the summertime. But I've kind of just been going back to the basics with makeup and trying not to hoard as much and really only purchasing things that I know I'm going to use and love. And last year, the concealer game was pretty minimal. I stuck to the products that worked for me, and it was literally this one, the Too Faced one, and the Fenty one. Alright, so let's keep it moving. Next up, let's do bronzer. So I have, actually before I do bronzer, I'm going to do face powder because that would typically be the next thing that I would do in my routine. So the first one, I don't even have to talk about this for a long time because I've talked about it so many times. But I feel like I have to keep telling you about it because it's that good. It is the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Setting Powder. This came out, I think, 2 years ago. And I have purchased this, I don't even know how many times. They have sent me this in PR. I've run through it. I've repurchased. I keep this in my vanity. I keep it in my purse. I use it during my makeup routine. I use it to touch up my makeup. It is literally such a versatile product that works, okay? So if you are someone that has oily skin, even if you don't, like I have friends that do not have oily skin that use this and have said that they love it. But specifically for my oily skin girls, if you are looking for something to help keep your face mattified, something you can touch up your face throughout the day, also something that's going to help make your makeup more long wearing, that's going to help it be transfer proof, this is what you need. There are so many different ways that I use this. Like I said, I use it to set my primer and wear under foundation, which I don't have to do as much now because I've been using this, the translucent one. It kind of accomplishes the same thing because it's a balm to powder. But if you want kind of like a one product all-in-one type situation, you can use this to set your primers to wear underneath your foundation to help keep you matte. You can use it to set your under eye if you are someone that has very oily, like this area is very oily. You can use it for that. I like to use it especially like in this area, which you guys can kind of see a little bit of a glow happening, which I'm also testing out a more luminous foundation today. So that is part of why I have a lot of natural radiance happening on the face. But you can use this to touch up your face if you're getting oily throughout the day. And I'll actually just show you guys really quickly. So as you can see, I have like a natural kind of glow happening on the face. So I'm just going to take this brush, dip into the powder. I'm not even picking up that much of it. And we're going to just lightly set the left side of my face. And you see how instantly that side of my face is blurred, matte, no oil. Skin still looks radiant, but not oily. This powder, you just need. And I'm going to have to stop mentioning it to you guys because I feel like at this point I've literally run into the ground how much you need this powder. So let me know down below if you have picked up this powder, how you like it. Are you planning on picking it up? Like, let me know the tea because I keep telling y'all about this and I don't know if y'all are hearing me. So let me know down below. But yeah, that's definitely a must-have, like one of the products that I cannot live without in my makeup routine. Just for like regular face powders, I've been loving this one from Fenty. This was my go-to pretty much all 2022 for like my foundation powder. I have the shade number 345 and I knew I was loving this when I hit pan. It's very rare that I hit pan on a foundation powder. I think I might have like 2 foundation powders that I've actually hit pan on. It's this one and the CoverGirl Full Spectrum that came out like years ago. And I just stocked up on a bunch of them when they were on clearance because I loved it that much. But this one has been my go-to. And I don't really feel like I have a need to purchase any other foundation powder because this one is a perfect shade and it gets the job done. Now I do know that NARS is coming out with a complexion product, so you know I'm gonna have to pick that up because NARS does complexion. Like they get it right every time. So I'm definitely gonna have to pick that up and try it out. But for 2022, this one right here got the job done for me. And then last but not least, these powders from Makeup Forever, the Matte Velvet Skin Blurring Powder Foundations. This is another product that actually came out a couple years ago, but I didn't really start using it until last year. And specifically, I have been using this one. So these come in a compact like this, and typically on this side, there is like a sponge. I don't really use the sponge, so I just took the sponge out and then took the powder out of another compact and just put them both in the same compact together. So it just makes it a little bit easier for me to keep up with both of them without having two compacts. But I mostly use this shade over here, which is the shade 375. And I like to use this to set underneath my eye, like after I have all my makeup applied, not to bake, but after I have all my makeup applied, I'll spray my entire face with a setting spray. And then after it's about 90% dry, I'll do one final like set underneath my under eye, and it just smooths and brings everything together and just gives my under eye a nice flawless finish. And it also smooths the pores really well as well. So yeah, this is another one. It's been out for a little while, but I fell in love with it in 2022. And I specifically use it for that. I don't use it all over my face. I don't even really use the darker shade very much. I mostly fell in love with using it for that because it just gives such a smooth under eye when you use it as like a finishing powder. So now let's move on to contour. So I have two contours to share with you guys. The first one is a cream contour, which, can y'all believe it? If you've been following my channel for a while, you guys know I used to swear against cream products. Like being oily skin, having oily skin, I always felt like I could never put cream on my face. What? Like as a bronzer, as a like a blush, highlight, I always felt like I had to be like, the more powder the better, basically. But this year I started dabbling a little bit into the cream products, and this is a bronzer that I just fell in love with it. I believe it launched like towards the end of the summer. But this is from LYS. Yeah, LYS. This is the packaging. I've shared this with you guys. I've actually been falling more and more in love with the LYS brand. I've been loving it since they launched originally, but they're slowly coming out with more products, and I've just been loving everything that they're coming out with. I love the message of the brand, the packaging, the style of the brand. Like, I love everything about it. But this is the No Limits cream bronzing and contour stick, I believe is the full name of the product. And I have mine in the shade Courage, which is also the same shade that I have in the powder contour as well. But this is what the actual contour shade looks like. And they have some pretty deep contour shades. So there is a shade for everyone. I believe this one is the third or fourth darkest. And then I think there is maybe one or two more deeper shades after this one. And they are deep, okay? They are deep. So this I really love. It blends out beautifully on the skin. I can apply this even after setting underneath my eye. I can go in like setting my forehead. I can still go in with this, and it will blend beautifully on top of powder, on top of foundation, on top of whatever I have going on the skin. This blends beautifully. It lasts really long, and it just looks flawless on the face. It's not too much, and it just gets the job done. So really been loving this. It's honestly the only, or like the main cream contour product I've been reaching for. I did pick up some other cream contours that I kind of dabbled in a little bit. I may try to use them a little bit more this year. But for 2022, if I needed a cream contour, this is the one that I was reaching for. And then for powder contouring and bronzer, I had two products that I was using. The first one is from Fenty. You guys know how much I love the Sunstalker bronzer, the like individual packaging, and I have that one in the shade, what is it called? Caramel Cutie. But then this year they came out with this little palette, which I thought was perfect for the summertime, because obviously you have a winter shade, you have a summer shade. When you're out in the sun, you're getting more tan. And in the summer, I actually went on my first like international trip, I guess you can say, that wasn't a cruise, to Mexico. And while I was there, I knew I was going to be out in the sun. I knew I was going to be getting a tan. And I was also trying to keep my packing to a minimum. So I ended up picking this up because I knew this would be great for having multiple shades without having to have multiple products. So this is what this looks like. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with this palette. Definitely recommend, like I said, for the summer time, or just in general, if you're someone that fluctuates back and forth between shades and you don't want to have to spend full price multiple times for multiple shades, I would recommend getting this. You have, a really deep shade, which is Thick Mint. You have Cocoa Naughty, Caramel Cutie, Private Island, In the Sun. And then you also have 2 highlight shades right here that you can use to highlight the face, or you can use all of these together for eye looks as well. Very versatile palette, has a mirror on the inside as well. This was a go-to for me when I was traveling in the summer. And then for bronzing, I really was enjoying this bronzer from Jaclyn Cosmetics. I didn't really hear a ton of people talking about it, but I ended up picking it up. I got the shade Top Down, and it's just a pressed powder bronzer that looks like this. I really enjoyed this when it came out. Like I said, I didn't hear a ton of people talking about it, but one thing I will say is last year, I feel like Jaclyn really got her brand off the ground. She really started coming out with, like, you know, probably all the products that she had planned from before all the drama with the lipsticks. She really started, like, hitting the ground running in 2022. And she really came out with some good stuff. Like, I tried her liquid lipsticks, which were bomb. I tried the lip liners, which were bomb. I have one other product that I'm going to share with you that has been my go-to for blush. And then when this came out, I picked it up just because I just wanted to try it. I liked the packaging. I thought it was cute. I thought, you know, I would be able to find a shade that worked for me. And I actually really do like this a lot. I like the warmth that it brings to the skin. A lot of times I will wear this in conjunction with my Caramel Cutie, because Caramel Cutie runs a little more neutral. So sometimes I'll use Caramel Cutie and then add a little bit of this just to add a little more bronzy warmth to the skin. It wears beautifully, blends beautifully, really, really nice bronzer. And then, like I said, for blush, this palette, she did what she needed to do with this palette. There's actually 2 of these. Rouge Romance, and then there's another one that's more like pinky tones. I obviously picked up the one that is more of the warm tones. Such a beautiful palette, super pigmented. A little goes a long way. Oftentimes I mix these 3 shades, Fancy Pants, Pretty Posh, and Tempting, but all of these are absolutely beautiful shades, and it's a palette that you can transition from winter to summer, because you've got some warm shades, and then you've also got some shades that are a little more on the neutral, warm side, that you can wear in the winter time. So I'm not a huge blush person, and by huge blush person, I mean I'm not someone that collects a ton of blush. So palettes like these really get the job done for me. Like, I have all my little individual MAC blushes that I have in a MAC palette, and then I have this blush palette, and I just don't have a ton of blushes. I don't feel like it's necessary. I have my specific types of blush shades that I like, and I stick to those. And these types of palettes are really useful because I can just throw them in the bag. They're perfect for travel. I have 6 different shades I can choose from, and like I said, they are very pigmented, last a really long time on the skin, and they just do what they need to do. Okay, all right, so sticking with blush, I just have a few more things, 1, 2, 3, 5 more things outside of the one I'm about to talk about that I have to share with you guys, and then we will be done. So sticking with blush, I have this little palette. So this came out a couple years ago, and I don't really remember a ton of people talking about it, and I pulled it out, I believe close, maybe like a little after summer, and I put it in my everyday makeup drawer, and I just fell back in love with it. I don't remember really using it a ton when it first came out. I think I got it in PR, or maybe I purchased it, I don't remember, but I don't remember using it a ton. And I pulled it out, like I said, I put it in my everyday makeup collection, and I've been obsessed with it ever since. So that's another reason, like, sometimes I'll try stuff, and if I just know for sure, like, no, I will return it. But sometimes if I'm like, I don't really love it, but I don't know, I'll just hold on to it, put it in a drawer, and oftentimes I'll come back to it a couple weeks, couple months later, and end up loving it. And I feel like that was the case with this product. So this is from Urban Decay. This is their Stay Naked Threesome in the shade Fly. So this is what it looks like. Super cute packaging. Urban Decay always kills it with the packaging. And then on the inside, you have a blush, a bronzer, and a highlighter. Now, I'll tell you straight off the bat, this bronzer is not doing anything for me. First of all, it has gold shimmer in it, which I don't know if you'll be able to see on camera, but no thank you. I definitely am not looking for any kind of shimmer in my cheek products. But I do really love the blush, beautiful blush, and I also really love the highlighter as well. So I'll just kind of show y'all a quick swatch of the two so you can see. So this is the blush, and this is the highlighter. So really beautiful pinky blush, and then a really beautiful kind of champagne bronzy highlighter. And then as far as the bronzer, a lot of times I would just use that on the lid. So it was perfect, especially in the summertime, because I could just take this one palette, again, another great product for travel. Between this and this, I had blush, highlight. In here, I had bronzer, I had highlights, I had eyeshadows. And then with the shimmery bronzer in here, I could put it on the lid. And it was giving very much bronzy glow vibes in the summertime. So I don't think that this is super expensive. But again, it's another product that I feel like not a lot of people talk about. And I think they have 3 palettes, like a light, a medium, and like a deeper version. As with all the rest of these products, I'll have it linked down below if you want to check it out. And then before I get into setting sprays, I have a couple of like just miscellaneous items, I guess, to share with you guys. So the first one is this mascara. This is from e.l.f. This came out in 2022 and literally nobody talked about this launch. This is the e.l.f. Lash It Loud. As you can see, it's like all the words and everything is completely rubbed off of this. That's how much I used it, and there is pretty much no product left in this tube. But this is the Lash It Loud Volumizing Mascara. This is what the wand looks like. So it reminds me a lot of the Benefit They're Real wand, which is one of my absolute favorites. And now you can get it for $6. Essentially, I'm not sure if the formula is the same, but I really love this. I love that the wand has all those little combs on it, and it really gets into the lashes, separates, lengthens, volumizes. The formula is great. Again, it's only $6, and e.l.f. actually just launched a new mascara as well. I saw it in the PR package that I mentioned to you guys that I got today, and that one looks like the Roller Lash from Benefit. So I don't know if e.l.f. is just like on a Benefit, inspired by Benefit moment. I'm not mad at it though, because if I can spend $6 for a product that performs just as well and I don't have to spend $25, I will more than happily do that. I'm all about saving money over here, okay? And e.l.f. makes some really great products. So this was one I loved in 2022. Again, I feel like it launched and it kind of got looked over, but this is really good. And I know people don't really talk a ton about mascaras, and I definitely feel like if you don't have to, mascara is something that is really not necessary to spend a ton of money on, especially if you wear lashes all the time. So yeah, if you're looking to save a couple coins, I would, and you like, for example, the Benefit They're Real mascara, you would really like this. And if you like the Benefit Roller Lash, I would recommend trying out the new mascara that they just launched or will be launching. I didn't look at like all the details on the PR kit. I was just excited that it came because it had things in there that I really wanted to get my hands on. So I'm not sure if it's out already. I think it is. But yeah, I would definitely recommend checking out e.l.f.'s mascara, specifically this one and the new one that they just came out with, because if it's, again, similar to the Benefit Roller Lash, as I think this one was similar to the Benefit They're Real, I'm sure it'll be amazing. And then the next 2 products I have are lash products. So while we're on mascara, we'll just stick with lash related products. They're both lash glues. So the first one, you can see, again, the writing is completely taken off of this packaging, but this is the House of Lashes lash glue, which apparently you can purchase from Target now. I actually got mine from Target, and this is really, really good lash glue. It goes on white, but it dries clear, and your lashes will be in place literally all day long. I don't remember how much I paid for this. I feel like it was under $5. I'm not for sure. Again, I'll link it for you guys down below, but really, really great lash glue. And then these, another product that I think is slept on in a major way. I never hear anybody talk about these. These are from Kiss, and I've mentioned these maybe once or twice before on my channel, and I, again, never hear anybody talk about these, but these are a must for me when I'm applying my lashes. These are the Kiss Lash Glue Liners. So they come in 2 different shades. This is what they look like. Sorry, it's trying to focus on me. This is what they look like. So there's a clear and a black. These are so good. So this, in combination with the House of Lashes lash glue, or whatever lash glue you have, like even back when I was using the Ardell lash glue in combination with this, or even just using this by itself, your lashes will be in place beyond 24 hours. That's how good this lash glue is. They are literally set up like liners, as you can see. And like, just like a liner, you just line it across the top of your lash line and stick your lash on. So if you are somebody that has a hard time applying your lashes, which I know it's not an easy thing, especially if you don't wear lashes on a regular basis and you need something to kind of make the process a little bit easier for you, I would highly recommend these. I use the clear one a lot more often. I used to use the black one the most, but now I don't really find myself doing like wing liner or wearing liner as much. I just kind of have been wearing my lash on my natural lash line. So for that, I've been using the clear one. And I like that it's a felt tip like this because I can get it right up into my lash line and put it exactly where I want it to be. And then when I am wearing liner, I'll go in with the black one, so it just reinforces the black liner that I have on and then also provides glue. And when you sit your lash down, it is going to be stuck in place, okay? This is really, really good, inexpensive. I think it's like $6.99. You can get it from Target or like your local drugstore, Walgreens, CVS, probably Walmart. Really great product. Nobody ever talks about it. I'm not really sure why, but I highly recommend. I don't talk about it a ton because usually in my makeup tutorials, I don't show you guys when I put my lashes on. I just put them on and then I come back on camera and I'm like, okay, I got my lashes on. So I don't really talk too much about the products that I use to put them on. But these three, game changer, have made applying my lashes so much easier. And when I'm out, hanging out, you know, doing what I do, I don't have to worry about my lashes lifting and coming off of my eyes because they're going to be held in place by those products. All right, so last but not least, I have two setting sprays to share with you guys. Obviously, you guys know how much I love my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. I will always and forever have those setting sprays as part of my makeup routine. I have talked about them so many times, so I just want to give a quick little honorable mention to those. But I wanted to spotlight two setting sprays that have been my go-to for 2022, and the first one is from Smashbox. If you've been watching my videos, you probably already knew that this is the one that I was going to mention. This is the Photo Finish Setting Spray, Weightless Setting Spray. This is the packaging that I have, but Smashbox actually recently did a rebrand, so all of their packaging now is like this white and silver packaging, very clean, sleek looking packaging. So don't go looking for this bottle. Mine is actually almost gone. I think it's like down here. There's barely really anything in here. So I'll be purchasing a new one soon and I'll be able to show you guys the updated new packaging. Obviously, again, I will link it for you down below so you'll be able to see the updated new packaging. But this is such a good spray. Another spray I feel like is slept on. I know there are so many setting sprays out there. Some people think setting spray is a hoax or they think it doesn't really accomplish anything. If you have oily skin, you need to be setting your makeup, period. Like, point blank, period. And this is a setting spray that is going to not only set your makeup, but it's also going to lock everything in. It's going to help it be long wearing. It's going to help it be transfer proof. This was a setting spray that I swore by, especially when I have to go in the office and I'm wearing a mask, because I do get up, do my makeup, you know, get myself together when I go into the office. And obviously I don't want the bottom half of my face to be all rubbed off by the end of the day. And this is a setting spray that kept my makeup in place all day, kept it from coming off on my mask. Really great long wearing setting spray that does not get the recognition that it deserves. Highly recommend. And then along the same kind of line as that is this one from Ben Nye. This is the Ben Nye Final Seal Matte Makeup Sealer. And I apologize if there's like a lot of noise in the background. Apparently this is like the time of day that all the kids are getting dropped off from school. So there's been like 3 buses that have gone by while I've been sitting here trying to film. So I apologize for that if you guys can hear a lot of extra noise in the background. But we're almost done. So the Ben Nye Final Seal, this is a makeup artist's secret. I'm sure they would prefer that a ton of people don't know about it because then obviously it would be more difficult to find. But if you are somebody that has just had no luck with finding a setting spray that will really make your makeup transfer proof, keep it in place all day, keep it from transferring on your mask, or if you just need it to last over 8 hours, 12 hours, if you just have a long day and you need something that is going to hold your makeup in place and keep it matte, this is what I would recommend. So when I initially tried this out, I purchased this one, which is the 2 fluid ounce. I think they also have a 1 fluid ounce. You can get it off Amazon. And after I purchased this and tried it out the first time, I went ahead and just got a bottle of it. So this one is 8 fluid ounces, and I pretty much just refill this. As I use this up, I just refill it with this. Such a great product, but I will say it is not for the weak, okay? If you have dry skin, if you have even combination skin, I would just try this out, but be cautious because it is going to make your face very, very, very matte. If you have oily skin, it's a dream. It's going to mattify everything, lock everything in, and then throughout the day, as your natural oils start to come through, your makeup will just look better and better and better throughout the day, but it is going to suck you in. Like, this is a product I feel like I can literally feel when I spray it on my face. It's like legit. So oftentimes I will spray this on a sponge and then apply it exactly where I want it, because I may not want it all over my entire face. I may not want my whole face to be matte. But this is a product I actually found out about from Jackie Aina. She uses it when she's applying her foundation. So she'll spray it on her brush, and then when she's blending out her foundation, she actually blends it into the foundation. I've done it that way. I've done it by applying it as my final, like a makeup stealer, as the name suggests. Both ways work. So again, that's another product that I don't really hear a ton of people talking about, but it is definitely something that got me through the summer, especially since we are in a new time of mask wearing. I know a lot of people aren't really wearing them as much, but I am someone that is still wearing my mask, especially in the office. It's an enclosed space, and we actually came into 2023 with COVID. We got COVID literally at the beginning of the year, and we're down all of last week recovering from it. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be one of those people wearing a mask until the end of time, and that's fine with me, honestly. I feel like when I have a mask on, people don't bother me as much, which is completely fine. So yeah, if you're somebody that is looking for a product that is going to, just in general, keep your makeup in place all day, but also if you need something that is going to help your makeup wear longer if you have to have a mask on your face. And this could even be something great for those of you guys that have glasses. I've never tested that. That actually just came to me. I may need to try that out for myself. Like days that I want to wear sunglasses, or when I just want to wear my glasses, because I do wear contacts, you could probably put it on the sides of your nose, and it would probably keep your makeup from coming off your nose. I just thought of that. So anyways, that is everything that I have to share with you guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed hearing my top 22 makeup products of 2022. Again, like I've said, I don't even know how many times in this video, every single product that I mentioned will be listed and linked for you guys down below in the description to make it super easy for you guys to shop all of the products that I talked about. And I'll also try to remember to link the reviews that I mentioned throughout the video if you're interested in checking out any of those. Happy New Year again to you guys. I do have lots of content coming. I've been purchasing lots of product. There's lots of complexion products coming out. Like I mentioned, I'm actually reviewing one on my face right now. So a little sneak peek at the radiance, the glow that's happening on the face right now. So yeah, I have lots of new content coming for you. Let me know down below if there's anything in particular that you would like to see. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video.